You don't need to be told twice. This Chiefs team is suddenly getting the kind of respect it should have had all along. Right now, a bunch of national rankings have Kansas City sitting in or very near the top 5. And that's not just hot take chatter. Analysts across several outlets are moving the Chiefs back up after a run that's looked more like the old KC than the worries we heard a month ago. Why does that matter to you? Because rankings shape narratives, and narratives shape how other teams prepare for us. When opponents see a top 5 team on film, they plan differently. And for fans, you and me, it changes expectations. Suddenly, a loss feels heavier. A win feels more proof that we're still the team to beat. A couple of quick facts that explain the surge. First, the lineup and play calling have shifted. The article points specifically to Rashee Rice's return and to Patrick Mahomes pushing the offense in a more aggressive direction. Those two changes alone have made defenses pay attention again. Second, the defense is starting to show the kind of stops and situational play that make playoff teams go deep. Put those together, and the resume looks a lot stronger than it did not long ago. But it's not time to pop champagne just yet. Over the next 3 games, the Chiefs face Buffalo, Denver, and Indianapolis. A brutal run that will reveal if this is a real reemergence or a hot streak. Win those, and you're looking at a team that can climb even higher in the power lists. Lose them, and most analysts will say it was a mid-season bump. Now, quick ask, if you're watching this and you want more daily KC breakdowns, smash that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 6,000 subscribers, and your click helps a lot. Drop a like if you think the Chiefs are truly back. And tell me right now in the comments, do you think Kansas City is back to dynasty form? Type yes or no and why. I'll read the best answers in the next video. You know how sometimes you watch a team and it just feels different? That's exactly what's happening with the Chiefs' offense right now. Patrick Mahomes is back to being the maestro we all know. But there's a twist. He's playing more aggressively than ever. And it's paying off in ways that even casual fans can notice. First, let's talk about Rashee Rice. His return has changed the passing game almost overnight. Mahomes has a weapon that can stretch the field and pull defenses out of position. It's not just the deep balls, though those are incredible. It's how Rice commands attention on intermediate routes, opening up space for Travis Kelce and the rest of the offense. The defenses have to account for him every play, and that creates matchups KC can exploit over and over. And Mahomes? Well, he's dialed up the risk a bit, throwing into tighter windows, anticipating routes before defenders even react. That kind of aggression forces opposing secondaries to play differently. Suddenly, they can't cheat toward the run, or worry only about Kelce. Mahomes' anticipation and Rice's presence demand respect. That's exactly what's helping Kansas City climb in these top 5 power rankings. But it's not just the stars. The offensive line has been solid, giving Mahomes time to dissect coverage. Running backs are contributing, not just as rushers, but as key parts of the passing game. The balance keeps defenses guessing. When you combine all of these factors, Mahomes' arm, Rice's roots, Kelce's savvy, and a healthy supporting cast, the Chiefs' offense isn't just productive, it's dangerous. Here's where you come in, fan to fan. I want to know what excites you most about KC's offense this season. Is it Mahomes pushing the envelope with deep passes? Is it Rashee Rice's ability to create mismatches? Or is it Travis Kelce working his magic in the clutch? Drop your pick in the comments. Let's see which part of the offense is making fans the happiest. Oh, and before I forget, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're chasing 6,000 subscribers. and your support helps keep this channel going with daily Chiefs breakdowns, previews, and post-game analysis. Also, if you agree that Mahomes is back in peak form, give this video a like. It might seem small, but every click helps this community grow and keeps the conversation alive. Finally, one thing to note. While the offense looks sharp, we have to see if it can hold up against the big three coming up: Bills, Broncos, Colts. If Mahomes and Rice continue to click under pressure, it's not just a top 5 offense anymore, it's a serious Super Bowl contender. Now, let's flip the tape and talk about the defense. For a team to truly be top 5, offense alone isn't enough. You need stops when it counts, turnovers, and that kind of clutch play that separates contenders from pretenders. That's exactly what we're starting to see from the Chiefs' defense this season. Earlier in the year, there were questions. Could this unit hold up against elite quarterbacks? Could the secondary prevent big plays? And let's be honest, the front seven had moments of inconsistency. But fast forward a few games, and things are starting to click. Personnel adjustments, smarter scheming, and some standout performances are turning heads. Key players are making plays in crucial situations. The pass rush has been effective enough to disrupt timing, while the linebackers are reading plays faster and supporting the run. Even the secondary is more confident, holding up in coverage and creating turnover opportunities. It's not perfect yet, but when you combine these improvements, you start seeing a defense that can change the outcome of a game. Think about it. The difference between a 7-3 offense and a 7-3 offense with a defense that makes stops on third down is huge. That's why analysts are putting KC back in the top 5 mix. This defense doesn't just complement Mahomes and the offensive stars. It gives them breathing room and reduces pressure in high-stakes moments. Here's a question for you, fan to fan. Do you think the Chiefs' defense has now reached top 10 status? Type yes or no in the comments, and tell me why. I'll feature some of your responses in the next video, so let's get that conversation rolling. And while you're thinking about it, don't forget to hit that like button if you appreciate the defensive turnaround. Also, make sure you're subscribed. We're aiming for 6,000 subscribers, and your support makes it possible to keep breaking down every key defensive play and matchup for you. The big takeaway here? The Chiefs' defense may not be perfect, but it's evolving fast. When it's paired with Mahomes' aggressive offense, it makes this team a true contender again. All right, now we get to the part every Chiefs fan is watching closely. The next 3 games: Buffalo, Denver, and Indianapolis. This stretch is going to tell us whether Kansas City is truly back among the NFL's elite or just riding a hot streak. First up, the Buffalo Bills. This is always a big matchup, and the Bills' defense won't make it easy. KC will need Mahomes to stay aggressive, and Rice's ability to stretch the field will be key. If the Chiefs can execute their offensive plan and protect the quarterback, a win here could really cement their top 5 status. On defense, containing Buffalo's dynamic playmakers and forcing turnovers will be critical. A single interception or sack could swing the game. Next, the Denver Broncos. Denver's defense can be tricky, especially against the pass, but KC has the edge in firepower. The Chiefs will want to mix up their attack, run the ball effectively, and keep defenses guessing. This game could also be a mental test. Broncos games in Denver are notoriously tough, even when the team isn't at its peak. A clean, smart win here will show fans that KC can dominate both at home and on the road. Finally, the Indianapolis Colts. They might not grab headlines like Buffalo or Denver, but they're never easy. The Chiefs will have to maintain focus and avoid turnovers. This game is a chance for Kansas City to solidify momentum heading into the final stretch before the mid-season break. For Mahomes and the offense, it's about execution. For the defense, it's about consistency, stopping key runs and staying disciplined in coverage. Here's the big question for you. How do you see this three-game stretch going? Comment below with your predictions. KC versus Bills, W or L? KC versus Broncos, W or L? KC versus Colts, W or L? I'll be checking your picks and sharing the most interesting responses in our next video. And, of course, don't forget to like this video if you're pumped for these matchups. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We're chasing 6,000 subscribers, and every fan who joins helps us bring you more detailed previews and post-game breakdowns. The takeaway here is simple. These next three games will define whether the Chiefs are real Super Bowl contenders or just a team that looks good on paper. But with Mahomes, Rice, Kelsey, and a defense that's improving every week, the outlook is exciting. Kansas City fans, buckle up. It's about to get very interesting. So, here we are, the final stretch, and it's time to connect all the dots. The Chiefs are back in the top 5 power rankings. The offense is humming with Mahomes and Rashee Rice leading the charge. The defense is making key stops. And now the next 3 games will define how far this team can go. But what does this all mean for Super Bowl odds and for you as a fan? First, let's talk expectations. Being a top 5 team isn't just about prestige, it's about positioning. The Chiefs are now in a spot where winning their next stretch could put them at the very top of the league rankings. That means better playoff seeding, home field advantage, and confidence going into the postseason. For fans, it also means the margin for error shrinks. Every game counts, and every loss feels heavier. But don't panic. This is exactly the kind of challenge that makes Kansas City teams special. Next, Super Bowl odds. Analysts are already factoring in the improved offense, Rashee Rice's presence, Mahomes' aggressive approach, and the defense's upgrades. The narrative is shifting. KC isn't just a playoff team, they're a legitimate contender for a repeat. If the Chiefs execute in the coming weeks, there's a realistic path to not just the playoffs, but deep runs and even the Lombardi Trophy again. Of course, this is football. Nothing is guaranteed, but the pieces are aligning. Now, a word about fan expectations. You've got to balance excitement with realism. The offense is firing on all cylinders, the defense is growing, and the schedule is tough. Celebrate the wins, stay patient in the close calls, and keep supporting the team. And speaking of support, that's where you come in. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. We're aiming for 6,000 subscribers. And hit like if you're feeling good about the Chiefs' run. Your engagement helps us keep delivering top-tier breakdowns, previews, and fan-centered coverage. Finally, let's wrap with a simple question for you. Do you still believe in a Chiefs repeat? Type yes or no in the comments and tell me why. I want to hear your reasoning and passion. This community thrives when fans share their takes. Remember, Kansas City is in a top 5 mix for a reason. Mahomes is back in elite form, Rashee Rice is stretching defenses, the defense is stepping up, and the schedule tests the team in meaningful ways. This is exactly the kind of story every Chiefs fan loves. Exciting, challenging, and full of potential. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and let's enjoy the ride together.